Well, hey there from the Soul Sister channel. On this Sunday, August the 31st, my name is Kat. I've got your astrological and spiritual guidance going for the next week through Saturday, September 6th. This week's video is entitled Speak Your Truth. Well, first of all, happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everyone on Monday. To us in the U.S. and our friends in Canada as well. Have a great day. It is going to be a great day for socialization and hanging out with friends and family. There is lots of passion, lots of fire, and just don't overextend ourselves. That would be my only advice. But for Monday, if we're celebrating Labor Day with friends and family, it should be a great time. So enjoy it. Now, this week we have Mercury moving into its home planet of Virgo, where Mercury joins the Sun, who we've been talking about already there. Mercury moves into Virgo on Tuesday, as I said, joining the Sun already there. We're going to be talking a lot about that. Saturn, currently retrograde in Aries, retrogrades back into Pisces on Monday, where it will stay for the rest of the year. So that brings us to the topic of this week's video, Speak Our Truth. Let me synopsisize. I don't even know if that's a word, but let's get back to the basics really quickly. I want us to entertain the idea. I don't want you to believe anything that I say, but I want you to play with it and work with it and see what you come up with in your own life. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. That's where we start. So everything is energy, and play with this idea. Our work coming to the earth, having this earth experience, is to learn how to manipulate energy so we create the reality that we want before us. That is everything in a nutshell. Well, besides the point that every single one of us is here to fulfill a specific purpose and to fully and embrace and express who we truly are. And if we fulfill those challenges, we will have mastered the earth plane game. And I want us to think about this too. It is a game. Everything outside of ourselves is an illusion, helping us to embrace and express our true authentic self in our work, helping us create the life that we want to have on this earth plane. And so the Soul Sister channel is all about that. It's all about getting us in touch with energy, learning how to recognize it, and then learn how to manipulate it and use it to create. We are all divine children of God. We are all powerful, and we create a reality whether consciously or not. So the Soul Sister channel uses the tool of astrology. By no means is it the only tool out there. There are many tools for us to get in touch with energy and learn to recognize it and use it. Astrology is what I use, and it works very well for me. So I want to share that with you. So that is like the whole thing for what I'm about. But I want us to really start learning how to co-create what we want in our lives consciously. Because up to this point, it's all been unconscious, and the world's been batting us around and throwing us challenges and chaos. But if we come back to ourselves, to remembering that we are divine children of God, and we are all powerful, and we are co-creators, we can start learning to use, recognize, and use energy in our lives to create what we want to see. So this week, back to the topic at hand. Now, this week we're working with Virgo energy. Virgo is an earth energy. Virgo energy is very detailed. It wants all the steps followed. And Virgo is the virgin. So, in its most symbolic form, Virgo brings us back to our pure, our authentic selves and our work. And so that is what this energy is all about this month, helping us really understand and see and get clarity about who we are and what we have to offer our brothers and sisters. Now, so after we party hardy on Monday, we've been talking about Virgo and really taking care of all parts of our body. We talked about the physical part of our bodies, making sure that we are giving it the foods it needs, the rest it needs, the exercise it needs. Last week we were talking about the emotional aspects of working with our emotional selves and bringing that back into balance, into purity, by really looking at our buttons and our triggers and our wounds to see what the source is of these feelings that we have of unworthiness, of fear and lack. So once we look at them, we can start healing them. And when we heal them, they become part of our power to create. And I also talked about sometimes we need some assistance. So with working out our emotional issues, we might want to talk to a close, trusted friend, a mentor, a counselor, a minister, someone who can help us objectively look at what our emotional trauma is. This week, we're going to talk about taking care of our mental bodies. Part of that is making sure Virgo wants us to do the work we need to do to get from point A to point B. If we have decided we want to become, I always use the word, a great guitar player, and we've been thinking, oh, but I'm a shitty guitar player. Well, you can think and stay in that place of unworthiness and fear, or you can pick up that internet class or app or whatever and teach ourselves how to play the guitar. It doesn't have to be the quality of a band, for instance, but for us, and maybe after a while we can share this with our friends and family, our partner. So, but Virgo says you can't learn to play the guitar without taking the steps, without taking the class and practicing. You can't become a nurse if you don't go to nursing school. You can't learn a new skill by sitting and dreaming about it on the couch. That's what Virgo says. And by the way, Virgo doesn't like shortcuts either. So, and Mercury is in Virgo, so we speak our truth. And that is our focus for this week. Make sure that we are speaking our truth, that we are clear. We speak our needs. We're not full of this innuendo and manipulation. We have Saturn, remember? Saturn is retrograde, moving back into Pisces on Monday. And Pisces is all about the illusion. Yes, all about the stories and the fantasies. What stories and fantasies have we been telling ourselves that keep us from embracing and accepting who we truly are and doing the work we came to do? Now, the work that we came to do doesn't have to be a career. I've said this many times. It could be working in a community garden, for instance. Once again, you can't work in a community garden on your couch. You have to take the steps, you have to go to the group, you have to get involved. So it's action oriented. We have to do it. We have to follow the steps. We have to speak our truth. No bullshit this week, you guys. No playing with words and manipulation to try to get people to buy into our story. Other people may be doing that with us this week. So let's look at them and learn for that example that we don't like that. We want to know what you mean. We want to speak clearly what we mean, what we need, what we want. And we want to speak our truth. And that's tough. It's so much easier sometimes just to go along with the group, isn't it? But then we compromise ourselves, and then the energy channels shut down, and then we can't create. That co-creating energy isn't accessible because we've bogged it down with compromising ourselves because of fear, unworthiness, and lack. Whatever it is, or all three. So this week, we are going to speak our truth. If we can't speak our truth, we keep our damn mouths shut. Okay? We're not going to say anything that doesn't reflect who we truly are. We are going to continue to take the steps necessary. We're focusing on our mental bodies this week. What do we need to do to accomplish our purpose? What steps do we need to take? What skills do we need to learn? What do we have to let go of so we can make room for this incredible purpose in our lives? That's what we need to be thinking about this week. But no lying, no bullshitting this week. Because this is what happens when, I've said it, but energy is flowing freely, and it flows freely through love, abundance, and gratitude. Abundance is our God-given right. We can have anything we want. Anything we want. The only thing in our way, us. Our unworthiness, our fear, our lack. And believe me, the world is very happy out there to pile it on and let us know how shitty we are, how unworthy we are, how we should be afraid, how we don't have enough. The outer world is very happy to enforce that. You know why? Because that enables the outer world to control us. When that happens, all of our channels shut down and we default into creating unconsciously again and not what we want in our lives. Other entities are creating our reality. Other entities are creating our reality so that we fit into everyone else's stories and we forget our own. And then we go into the abyss, the emotional abyss. We go into the depression, the exhaustion. And with Virgo, what we like to do if we're not doing our work is we like to criticize and judge others. Because, as I've always said on the Soul Sister channel, everything is a projection of ourselves. If somebody comes at you with whatever this week, they're projecting their own shit on us. We have to remember who we are, take the higher road, let that person project their shit, but we are not going to participate in it or compromise ourselves. So big week ahead, and we have to be conscious. We have to be in the present moment. We have to do the work we need to do to create this life we want. Doesn't happen on the couch, dreaming about it. That's not how it works. Co-create. God doesn't do it for us. Source doesn't do it for us. We do it together. And by speaking our truth, by embracing and expressing our truth this week, not only will we be closer to creating that life we want, we will also help heal our brothers and sisters. because we are all connected. We are one cell called the global human family. What one does affects the whole. So when we work on self, when we work on improving ourselves, when we work on speaking our truth, that goes out and infects everyone. And that's what we want. And that's how we do our work. So think about that this week. It is a challenging week. We have to remain conscious, but it will be very, very rewarding if we continue to do the work of Virgo, of embracing and expressing who we truly are, all our quirkiness. Our quirkiness is what makes us original and exciting, and different. And our work, whatever our passion is, that is our work. What just rings our chimes? What do we love to do? That's our passion. Saturday date night. So Uranus goes retrograde on Saturday. So look for surprises. And look for surprises that bring up shit that we thought was long gone and long buried and we didn't have to deal with anymore. Because that might be what happens on Saturday. That might be a kind of a not surprise we weren't kind of looking for. But it's also an opportunity for us to heal and grow, whatever the situation is. Maybe our partner or maybe friends and family come up and say, oh, you did this 25 years ago. I've never gotten over it. And you're like, holy shit. But it gives us our opportunity to heal the situation, especially when we're speaking our truth and we're being honoring and sensitive of the other. This way we can help heal whatever that contention is between us. It's also Moon in Pisces, so love, love, love. Words of love, words of passion, and because Uranus is retrograde, could be surprise words of angst and anger. But if we play our cards right, if we do our work, if we stay to the high road, we can really listen to what our partner, friends, family are saying to us so that we can move towards reconciliation or understanding instead of being defensive. Because when we go in defense, on our defensiveness, then we start projecting our shit again. So let's be sensitive and we'll have a wonderful romance is the key word. And if we're not in a romantic relationship, we could go do something that is inspirational, something where we can be of service to others. That's another good thing. We could do a little group project and do some community work. That would be a wonderful use of that Moon in Pisces energy. So have a great week. Antennas up, stay conscious, speak our truth, take the steps necessary to embrace and express our true authentic self and our work. Let's start the week. Let's become balanced and aligned, connected with our higher selves. We'll take our 3 deep cleansing breaths. Then we're going to say our Sun in Virgo affirmation. Let's take our first breath. On this first deep cleansing breath, we release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our physical etheric bodies. Second breath. On this second breath, we release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our emotional astral bodies. One more. On this third deep cleansing breath, we release all disease, negativity, and toxicity from our mental bodies, both higher and lower. We see all the darkness, all the negativity, all the toxicity. We see it all flowing out of our bodies, just flowing away. In this place, we're being filled with this beautiful light made up of white light, love, and goodwill. Not only does it fill our entire body, all of our bodies, it's also protecting us. It's deflecting all evil, low vibration, all negativity back to wherever it came from. While we're in this space of white light connected with our higher selves, we will say our Sun in Virgo I embrace and express my true authentic self in my work. I shine my light out into the world. We'll say the affirmation. We'll stay in this space of white light connected with our higher selves for 5 seconds. Let's say it together. I embrace and express my true authentic self in my work. I shine my light out into the world. Wonderful, wonderful. And what a hell of a great affirmation for this month, right? That's the whole name of the game. Embracing and expressing our true authentic self in our work. If we can get that done, man, we have won this game of life. Come see me on Facebook at Soul Sister Cat. I do daily inspirational oracle messages that help keep us balanced, aligned, and connected with our higher self during the day, so we don't come under the influence of fear, unworthiness, and lack. Ew. I also like to repost memes that are funny. You gotta be humorous if you're in the spiritual world. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself. Are beautiful, thought-provoking, interesting. And and I like to say, if you're kind of looking for some guidance and direction, just go out to Soul Sister channel. You may find exactly what you're looking for there as you scroll through the memes. I know I have found a lot of guidance by just looking at the memes on that Facebook page. Have a great week ahead. Antenna up. Speak our truth. Remember to do our meditation so we can stay aligned with our higher self and keep that communication line open, letting us know what our next steps are and what direction we need to go in. And remember the keynote for the Soul Sister channel. Life is lived, folks, from the inside out. Have a wonderful week. Speak our truth. Namaste.